Calvin, words on the street is that you a snitch.
I was the best man at a dude's wedding that actually set me up. Now, the person who assumed for me to have set them up, they got jammed up based on the phone conversations that we were having. He was a rat before he even caught the case with me. Shit, I was moving 100 keys a month.
100 keys a month?
Yeah, I was moving 100 a month. But keep in mind, I was a master chemist though.
You were cooking this shit yourself?
I was a master chemist. I took a whole key and put it in a pot. I'm coming back with not just 1,000 grams, but I'm coming back with over 1,600 grams.
Hey man, let's do that shit, man. Look what you doing after this.
Man,
show me how to cook this shit up.
I recommend you not to do that.
Okay.
Trust what I tell you.
Okay. Yeah.
I recommend you not to. Just read the book. It'll tell you not
Word.
to do it.
So who is Danny?
Wow, Danny Diamondz. That's the king of Marcy projects. You know, I really want to say the king of Brooklyn when it comes down to back in the days, who was very strong in terms of the drug game and funneling, the drugs in and out of the city of New York. I'm from Red Hook, he's from Marcy projects, and once we merged together, formed an alliance with each other, my whole game went from one night overnight to a whole nother level. I went from actually buying an ounce of coke from him, cutting it up to crack, obviously, and then from there, I go from that day to the next day, I was able to cop at least up to maybe a kilo the next morning.
What?
I was all night.
All night?
All night. I had two dudes that was hustling for me from that point up until the following morning. Till about 12 noon, I was able to cop a whole joint.
And you was doing that shit every night?
Every night, nonstop.
Every night?
Nonstop. I only slept an hour a day for about 2 or 3 years.
For 2 or 3 years?
About 2 or 3 years, I slept an hour a day. You got to keep in mind, we talking about the Reagan era. You talking about the Bush era. Elizabeth Holtzman, and people like that.
Is this the cookbook?
Yeah, oh, listen, that's the book of life right there.
Oh shit!
It took a whole lot for me to get to that point to write that book to get you to change your life. I ain't gonna tell you what to do. All you got to do is just read about it.
Yeah,
I'm part of a group called Guns Down Life Up.
Okay.
I'm actually with every organization that's productive in the cities right now. And when I do go out there to speak to them, I don't go out there to preach to them. I'm not preaching to nobody. All I want to do is just get a chance and an opportunity to talk to you. Once I do that, it should change you. I did almost 20 years in and out of state and federal prison.
20?
Did almost 20. I did 14 straight up, But all together between Elmira, I went through the trenches. I went through, Rikers Island. I went through when Rikers Island when 4 Main was 4 Main for real. I was a bang monster. They refused to put me in population at one point. I wasn't who I was on the streets, I was who I was in jail too. When I had to turn the gun in and drop the gun, I picked up the knife, or the razor, and use those as my weapon. See, a weapon don't matter to me. I could take a bag of potato chips and use that as a weapon.
Man, show me how to do that. Can you show me how to, man, show me that. If you ain't gonna show me how to cook that cocaine up, show me how to goddamn, hey man, go buy a bag of potato chips right quick. Show me how to use that aluminum foil and slit a nigga throat with that.
Man, listen, man.
I'm not used to this. I be having a lot of gangsters sitting in this chair, and it's a whole bunch of shit niggas will not talk about. Like that, I'm be one. Man, did this nigga do this shit for real? Come on, man, what is you holding back for? Man, the FBI is not watching this shit. If you did this shit for real,
how are you gonna learn, or how are you gonna pass your message off to somebody to learn something if you don't or are not willing to tell the truth? Because they're gonna see right through you. One would imagine all that I've gone through on my book, wow, that's a whole lot, but imagine what I can't tell you. You can't imagine that at nighttime, most of the time I have to change my shirt like twice in the middle of the night because I'm still fighting certain demons in my mind.
I have to do that same thing. It's just hot in my house though. I just need to get a new air conditioning and shit. Neighborhood Under Siege. Why this title? And what am I gonna find out about you in this book?
Well, you're gonna find out from a baby to a man. I got locked up in '88 for 2 counts of murder and 5 counts of possession of weapons. And they had a special report on the news, and it was called Neighborhoods Under Siege. So that's where that name comes from, the title of that comes from. I was one of the causes of the communities being what it was. I've been through a life that many people would kind of like would have killed themselves you know, a long time ago, you know, or would have not made it, you know what I mean, a long time ago.
Who is Calvin Klein?
Calvin Klein is different from who Calvin Bacot is. Calvin Klein is a dude that did his thing, you know, once I established a reputation for myself, I did what I had to do to live up to it and living up to the borough that I represented. Calvin Bacot, good dude, you know. I would love to have to go back to be Calvin Bacot, you know, because it was a lot having to be Calvin Klein. I would never say I wouldn't change who I was to become who I am right now. If I knew that I was gonna go through all of what I went through to be who I am right now, I would have figured something else out.
If your life was a movie, what would it be called?
Oh man, I would want it to be called Kings County, you know what I'm saying, the Brooklyn Dawn or something like that. You know, it's still there, it's not going nowhere. And the system right now is a whole lot, technology is a whole lot different now than what it is back then. You know, so, you know, you're up against a lot more than what I was up against. You know what I mean? At least I had the presidents involved. You know? At least the presidents, you know what I'm saying, you know, they didn't have a problem with some of the tunnels that was being built, you know what I mean? So, you know, they got their PC, they got their profit, they was happy.
So that shit was that real, huh?
I mean,
they was putting it out there for y'all?
No, and I'm not taking any more questions.
Well, you know, you have to keep in mind that, you know, the laws wasn't the way they are now.
I got you.
You do something now, you know, you may not have as many chances as I had. Like your one shot might be that. It might be a done deal.
You know what? I need an audio book, man, too, man. What's up with the audio book? Who you gonna get to read this?
We're working on that. I don't know. I might ask you to be part of it. You know what I mean? Because I'm doing something that nobody has done in audio. I'm not going to just have someone narrate the book straight through. I'm working on a different type of creativity.
Now, like, you know, a lot of the entertainers and rappers and everything, they rap about the lifestyle that you actually live, but they didn't do that. What are your views on that?
I just don't like when they say they did it. If you saw it, then say you saw it. You know, I just think that the people who went through it went through a whole lot, you know, to have to say that they did it.
What's next for Calvin Klein, and where can we find this book at?
You know, www.calvinkleinbacot.com, Amazon. You know, you can go to Amazon, you can go to Nook, you can go to Kindle. Everything I'm doing is out of pocket. Like, you know what I mean? All my promotion, you know, all my pressing up my books, all my pressing up my flyers, all my everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everything is out of pocket. I'm finally using some of the 80s money, you know what I'm saying, make some of the new money.
Oh, shit.
That makes sense, right?
Man, let's go to the club tonight, man. Go with some of that 80s money, man. Word.
I'm moving hard. Like, you know, I'm moving hard. I'm doing my thing. Like, you know, I blocked my blessings, you know what I'm saying, for a while, a long time ago. I even blocked my blessings on not being blessed to meet Fifth a long time ago. I was supposed to meet Fifth through Nicky Turner. You know, one thing that I like about him is he's one who provides opportunity, you know, and now here we are.
Can I say something to you, man? It's about the thing that you said, Jay said to you. Klein, can you just hit me up when it makes sense? I think you misunderstood that.
I probably did. You know why? At that time, I was being Klein and I was being cocky. Now, my willingness to accept Jay's, not say arrogance, but just saying that, I had an issue then. Me being a smarter Klein or me being Calvin, you know what I mean? You know who I am. You know, I think that was the wrong approach that I should have took. That was the wrong answer that I probably should have given, you know, and then maybe I should have did exactly what he said, call him when it made sense. I don't think that Jay has any hard feelings against me. I think Jay's gonna buy the book, support the book, you know, because even with me speaking about him in there, you know, it's the truth. You know, I caught a case with Jay in '89. Like, we caught a attempt murder charge in Maryland together. And that's the reason why he mentioned I never felt more alive riding shotgun and Klein Spring 5. Why wouldn't I be able to tell it through my creative way of writing it, as opposed to him being able to tell it through his book when he mentioned that he caught a case and decoded? It's interesting, you know. The book is very interesting. I guarantee you it's a page turner.
I'm excited about it, man.
I promise you won't be disappointed. I promise Fifth won't be disappointed when he reads it.
Is there anything you want to tell our audience, man, before we get up out here?
They got it all, you know. They got it all, you know. And if they don't have it all and they got more questions, they know where to go. Thisis50.com, you know, or they can go to Neighborhoods Under Siege, www.calvinbacot.com. You know, calvinkleinbacot.com. They can go to Amazon to cop the book. You know, you can, you know, purchase the book, man. That's all you got to do. Order now. You know, order now.
There it is. Like I always say, you just can't say you're real. It's something you got to be, man. Calvin Klein, Bacot.
Bacot.
Bacot. I don't know why I tried to make you French. I apologize
It's
about
a French last name too, is that?
that. Get out of here. You have something in mind?
Jackson
Don't kiss them
man.
hoes in the mouth.
Jackson man,
We
you
out
already
here.
know.
Calvin Klein.
Thinking of a master plan. This ain't nothing but sweat inside my hands. So I dig into my pocket, all my money spent. So I get deeper, but still coming up with lint. So I start my mission, leave my residence. Thinking how could I get some dead presidents? I need money. I used to be a stick-up kid, so I think of all the devious things I did.